Hello, good evening. A very warm welcome to you all as we bring you alternate commentary here on the TC Hub of the Monday night game between West Ham United and Bournemouth. Let me bring up the league table for you. Bournemouth start the night, the away side, 13 points in 13th place, would you believe? West Ham are 2 points worse off, but they are 17th. So a win for West Ham tonight, or potentially a win for both sides, could shoot them up to the upper echelons of the Premier League table. For Bournemouth, they would go into the top 10 with a victory. For West Ham, they could conceivably go from 17th to 10th, just like that tonight. So a lot at stake for both sides tonight, considering that Leeds and Wolves and Forest will be hoping as well that their teams don't get cut adrift if West Ham get a result. It's really difficult to see West Ham down at the bottom there, considering that they've had two or three successful years under Moyes. Maybe that Thursday, Sunday thing has just got to them a little bit. But they've been very good in a lot of the games. They just haven't been able to pick up the results their performances have perhaps deserved. Just before I throw to Russ Vernon, who's our alternative commentator, this is me, JB John Stuttard, by the way, saying I'm presenting duty for you all. Just a couple of bits of housekeeping before we throw to Russ in a few moments' time. Firstly, Aston Villa are 99.9% sure, according to Spanish football expert Guillaume Bellier, of getting Unai Emery from not Valencia, but from Villarreal. It seems that that deal is 99.9% done, but obviously I'm sure there'll be more on that to come in the next day or so. There was talk earlier on this afternoon that Burnley manager Vincent Kompany was in the frame for the Villa job, but that obviously seems to be a bit of a pipe dream in some journalists' minds, and he will take charge, incidentally, of Burnley's match against Norwich tomorrow, which in fact you can actually hear with JB Sports. We have a JB Sports exclusive, but JB Sports being one of the commentary hub's participating channels. You'll only be able to hear that match tomorrow at Burnley and Norwich. We're only with JB Sports. So if you want to tune in and listen to that, you can do, very much so. But we're on all platforms here tonight for this live match. We're on JB Sports itself. We're on TC Hub 2, and Storm FM. Now the YouTube channels. We're also live on Twitch, incidentally, as well tonight. And we're going across the world doing this alternate commentary. So wherever you are in the world tonight, give us a shout out and let us know where you are tuning in, because we'd like to get people from abroad and enjoying our coverage. So tonight's match, a big one really for David Moyes. Gary O'Neill's had a good run. His first defeat of Bournemouth caretaker manager came last week, but he's had a good run with the side. They picked up really well after their massive trouncing at Anfield a few weeks ago when they were defeated 9-0, a result really which cost Scott Parker his job, and a few after-match comments really that went for it. And then in those days, Bournemouth were a team in turmoil. Now they're a team on very much the rise. But remember, both teams could go into the upper echelons of the table. West Ham could jump 7 places. Bournemouth, if they get a result here tonight, could jump as far as 8th. Could even move level on points, I believe, with Liverpool. So that in itself is motivation aplenty for both Gary O'Neill and for David Moyes. More so for David Moyes, he needs the result more possibly than Gary O'Neill. West Ham, the onus is on them being the home side. The atmosphere is building, as it always does at the London Stadium. It's a terrific atmosphere. The pyrotechnics are very much on display. The crowd is filling up very, very nicely here as we bring you alternative commentary from the match here at London Stadium, which should be an absolute cracker. They've been plunged into darkness for a couple of seconds. It's just an amazing light show. And a lot of football clubs now, top football clubs, do it now as sort of a way to whip up the crowd before the start of a match. It's just one of those wonderful things that you see now, nowadays. In the olden days, you were very seldom fortunate if you got 4 working floodlights working, floodlight pylons working, but not today, not in this day and age of modern technology, that is for sure. And the light display, we've got pyrotechnics, we've got fireworks, we've got the lot. It's almost like building up to a cup final at Wembley, this, but the London Stadium is so home. There's so many things. And of course, we've got the LBGQ2 plus as well. They're being represented as part of the Rainbow Laces campaign. Okay, we're all set to go then. The teams, I'm told, are in the tunnel, and we're all set to go then as the game is about to kick off. We'll bring you the teams line up in just a second. All TCO live on all TCO platforms and Twitch, YouTube platforms and Twitch. It's West Ham and Bournemouth in the very safe and capable hands of a big match commentator tonight. A very good evening to Russ Verdon.
Good evening, JB. Good evening, everyone. The team's just emerging from the tunnel at the London Stadium. The teams are coming out right now, and I can bring you all that all-important team news as West Ham United take on Bournemouth this evening. West Ham United have made one change to their side. Today's side, Ben Rama comes in for Pablo Fornals, who drops to the bench. Bournemouth, after their defeat in midweek Southampton, they remain unchanged though, with manager Gareth O'Neill currently still in interim charge. David Moyes is in charge of the Hammers. So they line up with Lucas Fabianski in goal. Then this evening for West Ham, a back four of Ben Johnson, Kurzuma, Tilo Kerr and Aaron Creswell. Flynn Downs, Declan Rice, Thomas Stoichek and Said Benrahma in midfield. I believe Said Benrahma will play just a little bit further forward with Jared Bowen and Gianluca Scamacca in the attack to form a front three and go 4-3-3. On the bench for the Hammers, two goalkeepers, Alphonse Ariola, Darren Randolph, Soufal, Fornals, Antonio, Lanzini, Ogbonna, Coventry and Emerson. Bournemouth then there unchanged with Neto in goal, Adam Smith, Mepham and Sinense at the back. It's a midfield four of Marcus Tavernier, Lewis Cook, Jefferson Lim and former West Ham man Ryan Fraser. And then a front three of Ryan Christie on the right, Dominic Solanke through the middle and Phil Billing up top. On the bench is Travis, Stevens, Rothwell, Stacey, Stanislas, Moore, Pearson, Anthony and Zamura. Phil Billing of Bournemouth, who I mentioned, who's sitting on the left of their three-man attack. He is their top scorer with 3 goals. Gianluca Scamacca, we can see on the screen, has got 4 goals, 6 in all competitions and 4 in the league. So it looks like he could be the man to watch for the Hammers. Also could be a very good game to watch for you all this evening, and hopefully you all enjoy our brilliant coverage this evening. Russ Vernon, as JB said, on the commentary this evening as we bring you the match live and exclusive live here on the TC Hub, Storm FM, JB Sports, TC Hub 2 and over on our Twitch channel as well. If you are listening and want to get involved, please feel free to do so. We'll leave it with the capable and leave your comments clean, and I'll try and read as many out as I can when we get to stoppage in play. There's David Moyes, who's just been shaking hands with the West Ham. His opposite number in Gary O'Neill, who's in interim charge of Bournemouth, done well in his interim charge so far since that 9-0 defeat to Liverpool. They, apart from their defeat to Southampton, they've been before that game they were 5 unbeaten. Bournemouth, West Ham were unbeaten as well until they lost to Liverpool as well in all competitions, including the 2 games against Anderlecht in the UEFA Europa Conference League. As it's Bournemouth who get us off underway with Solanke hitting it back there to Neto. Forward now from the Bournemouth goalkeeper looking for Solanke, who played it to him. He runs all the way through as this Johnson to clear up towards halfway. If forward there by Sinesi now. West Ham can't keep the ball. Bournemouth can't keep the ball in place. There's Adam Smith, the Bournemouth captain. Rainbow laces for the LGBTQ plus community. No forms of discrimination in any walk of life, and the rainbow laces as well. We're proud to bring you this commentary today. There's Tavernier, Marcus Tavernier, who has been playing some good football for Bournemouth since he joined them. As now, is Creswell. Over on that far side is West Ham attack from left to right in this first half as Creswell plays it down the line. There's Benrahma back into the side today. Now Rice to Creswell and now Keller again. And now here's Zuma who will pick out Johnson. Back to Zuma. And he goes all the way back to Lucas Fabianski who clears long. He's all in green today, Fabianski, up towards Skamaka. Bowen challenging for it as well. It breaks in the midfield. Here's now come Bournemouth away with it with former Leeds man Lewis Cook. I would love Lewis Cook to be back in that Leeds United midfielder right now, helping Leeds trying to avoid the drop. Leeds dropped into the relegation zone yesterday after their defeat to Fulham and the other results for teams in and around them. Here is Smith now as he tries to get the ball forward. Here's Phil Billing, the top scorer for Bournemouth. And now that's a wonderful ball over the top. It's headed away by West Ham, and now Johnson can just can't keep the ball in play. He thought he did as he found Skamaka, but he failed to keep the ball in play. And it's out for early Bournemouth throwing. 2 minutes gone. It remains West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0 here on the commentary of the home of alternative commentaries. Premier League action this evening. Neto all in orange today. Plays the ball into midfield and Lerma. Good ball into Billing. Now Smith. And back it goes to Cincinnati. And now Smith again. Good football from Bournemouth as they try and get forward. The ball down the line from Lerma. Can't pick out a teammate. And he goes out of play for a throw to West Ham. Both teams guilty of getting the ball away in the opening few minutes by playing the ball forward and going out of play. Let me just bring you up today with the match officials. They've not done that just yet. I'll do that in a minute as West Ham will try and come forward and his Jared Bowen Breeze just loses out. No, it was Thomas Soychek in the end. No, Flynn Downside in the end who almost just lost out there as Zuma heads the ball away and he was out of play for a throw to Bournemouth. The referee is David Coote. He's assisted by Neil Davis and Nick Opton. Craig Pawson from South Yorkshire is for official. Mike Dean from the Wirral is on VAR duty alongside Dan Robotham, who will look at any contentious decisions made by David Coote, the match referee. As here's a throw to West Ham, levelling with the penalty area of Bournemouth as they're trying to come forward down their right hand side. Johnson gets it back from the throw and he wins another throw right near the corner flag. Away to my right hand side. Johnson. Brilliant bit of play is Soychek. And he wins another throw. West Ham keeping the pressure on at the moment. Rainbow Laces on the corner flag as well as these matches in the Premier League this weekend, including here tonight. The captain's armband also got the rainbow laces on as well as West Ham take on Bournemouth as Creswell plays a ball in looking for Skamaka, does well, just away from his hand, ball across looking in there was Soychek. Benrahma was in there too, and Flynn Downs goes down on the challenge of Lewis Cook, and it's a free kick to Bournemouth, against Bournemouth and Lewis Cook. Free kick to West Ham. It could have been a penalty if Skamaka had gone down after having his shirt pulled there by Mepham. But Bournemouth managed to clear away that chance and then conceded a free kick right on the edge over on that left hand side. Just couple of yards further back from where the line with the 6-yard area at the London Stadium. Free kick then for Bournemouth to defend as West Ham stand up. Zuma and Kerr from the back. Downs is on the edge of the penalty area. He goes towards goal and into the side netting from side Benrahma. He went for a goal from a tight angle. In a game I saw in the weekend, Rotherham against Hull City. Dan Barlaser for Rotherham United scored from a tight angle, and he couldn't replicate that there. Side Benrahma. 8 goals and 6 assists in 32 appearances last season for Said Benrahma. Only got 1 goal this season for the Hammers. We'll be looking to add that to that tonight as Sri Lanka can't get away after Billing trying to play him through as West Ham defend well as Kerr just picks up the ball into Creswell. Over on that far side of the left, down the line towards Skamaka, wins his initial header. And he goes out of play for a throw to Bournemouth, which former West Ham player Ryan Fredericks will take. 10th successive start for Kerr, the German international. For the Hammers, as Sri Lanka can't keep the ball in play, then Benrahma just helped him and gave Bournemouth another throw in. Ryan Fredericks back into all stomping ground after playing for the Hammers, as Sri Lanka just holds up well. Turns away from his man and he's out of play off the boot of Said Benrahma. Any news we'll get on the Unai Emery to Aston Villa job? And that looks like it's 99.9% done according to Guillem Balaguer, the well-respected Spanish football expert. Well-respected in the English game and the Spanish and in the English press as well as the Spanish press. As Smith picks up for Bournemouth. Back to Mepamu and Senesi who clears downfield, and now here's Sri Lanka who holds up well. Brings in Ryan Fredericks, who's attacking former teammate Aaron Creswell. Into the penalty now, Fredericks. Crossing towards Sri Lanka, given headed away by Zuma, back in towards Sri Lanka, fetching it down. And Sri Lanka's there, shot saved. He can't keep hold of it there. Fabianski and West Ham just fetching away. Here's Benrahma. Into Creswell. And now here's Declan Rice. Rice is switching the play to Johnson. Does well there, Johnson. And now back to Zuma. Down the line it goes, headed away by Smith. As West Ham will try to come forward again with Sojcek's flicked header forward looking for Downs. Well, there was Lewis Cook to tidy up and find Chris Mepham, who also tidies up well. Here's Neto now for Bournemouth, who will look to keep hold of possession for the Cherries. And now it's across there now to Sensei, who plays it downfield towards Sri Lanka. Now is a lovely run from Christie, who can't keep hold of possession. And now here's Benrahma. Running out the Bournemouth defence, Benrahma. Still going Benrahma into the penalty area, but Lewis Cook's back there to tidy up. He clears the ball away, but he's only as far as Declan Rice, as the Hammers will come forward again. Rice in towards the far side, and Johnson now. What can Johnson do here with the ball? Back to Sojcek, he will go. And further back to Zuma, who's been told to play across to Kerr, who can look up and find Creswell over on that far side, who comes inside now. Creswell gives the ball away. And now Bournemouth with Crystal, who just loses his foot and can't come forward. Here's Sojcek. Rice. Just knocking the ball around well there, Declan Rice. Now Johnson. Into Jared Bowen. Good play this from Jared Bowen. Sojcek. Does well. Kerr to Creswell. Now Benrahma on that far side of the left. Back into Creswell, and now Kerr just inside the Bournemouth off. Into Zuma on the halfway line, inside his own half. And now across to Johnson on just inside on the right hand side. Zuma's there, playing it into Declan Rice. And now back to Kerr, who can get the ball forward. Lovely turn from Flynn Downs. Still doing well here, Downs. And now Rice. Lovely play to find Creswell, who puts a dangerous ball in. And from Sojcek is over. And that's one of the best chances West Ham have created. It's come after 10, almost 10, just over 10 and a half minutes in the first half. It remains goalless as Thomas Sojcek couldn't keep his head down. Little shape tug by Smith there to pull him off, not enough to rewarding a penalty. This is the Bournemouth chance again, which he almost fell for Solanke, which he did, but he couldn't get his strike in. And then West Ham managed to clear. That's a good opportunity for Bournemouth to win a free kick for a foul on Dominic Solanke, who a lot of people had said he wouldn't be able to play in the Premier League, and so far has proven them wrong. As now Cook spreads the ball out wide to Fredericks. And now back he goes to Mepham, who will just keep hold of possession and now finds Sesse. Sensi should I say. Now here's Lemon to Billing. Tavernier on the overlap and finds him. Inside to Lerma. Crossfield pass from Lerma to Fredericks. Inside the penalty. His header was looking for Solanke. Rice managed to get there first and clear out for a throw to West Ham United. It's West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0, 12 minutes on the clock. If you're just joining us, thank you very much for doing so. You can leave a comment, get your thoughts in on the game. How do you think the game's going to go? Who do you think's going to come out on top? Also, a big talking point in the Premier League as well this weekend is the future of Leeds United manager Jesse Marsch. We understand that he's expected to take charge of Leeds United's trip to Liverpool next week, next Saturday. Let us know if you think that's the right decision, whether you're a Leeds fan or not. Put it in the comment section below and we'll be able to read somehow when there's a break in play. That ball from Neto is going out of play and it's a West Ham throw-in. Creswell takes to Kerr. Across into Zuma. Kerr Zuma will find Kerr again after taking a couple of touches. Who has to go back to Fabianski, who's been put under pressure there by Solanke and forces him into making the clearance into touch. The West Ham goalkeeper. Smith will take this throw-in. Down the line to Tavernier. Lovely control from Tavernier. Finds Smith. Billing round the corner into Solanke. Can't pick out Tavernier. And he can't go on the loose ball as Raz picks up and will fetch West Ham away. He has to go back to Creswell. And he's being told to go back to Kerr, who can play into the feet of Downs, who gets it back to the centre back. And now is the West Ham captain Rice. Into Said Ben Rama, who turns away from his man. And then feeds in Skamaka. John Lucas Skamaka gives it to Soychek and now Johnson. Back it goes into Zuma, who has done well at centre back for West Ham so far, despite their troubles, which they found themselves in 17th. Let's ball in towards Ben Rama. Bowen was in an offside position, but the ball never went towards him. Big shout out to Marcus LUFC who's tuned in. Thank you very much for listening, Marcus. Hopefully you're doing okay, my friend. Let us know where you stand on the Jesse Marsch situation. Is it Marsch in or Marsch out for you? As the change of ball is being required, which Creswell can now take this throwing from. And back to Kerr, now into Zuma, just out of the centre circle and halfway. Here is Johnson. Back it goes to Fabianski, who will clear forward downfield, looking for Skamaka, who jumps with Sensei now. Smith is there, challenged by Bowen, but Smith manages to keep the ball in play, does he? No, but it's a free kick to West Ham, I think, for a foul on Bowen. They're already going out for a throw. And there it goes back to Zuma. And now Rice to Kerr. 15 minutes gone. It remains West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0 in the Premier League. Remember, West Ham was 17th at the start of play, Bournemouth at the 13th at the start of play. Here's Declan Rice forward. Lovely footwork into Ben Rama now. Bowen tries to feed it through to Skamaka. Ben Rama's again into Bowen. Edge of the penalty and Bournemouth managed to clear away. Up towards halfway and Solanke who can't get there. Well, a poor pass from Kerr sets Bournemouth away. And Tavernier goes for the cross. With too much on the ball. And it bounces behind. And it's a goal kick to West Ham United. Poor pass from Kerr, didn't even look where he was passing that there, the West Ham player. West Ham centre back, but West Ham trying to come forward. Skamaka wins it back after he almost went behind him, trying to pick out Jared Bowen. But that pass wasn't super smashing great from his strike partner. Some West Ham fans biting their nails. They are just above the drop zone as they headed into this match this evening. And I can confirm in the last few minutes some breaking news from Aston Villa. But we'll get that in a minute. It is Phil Billing for Bournemouth in towards the penalty area. It's headed away. Comes in with a shot from the edge of the penalty area from Lewis Cook. And Bournemouth can't take control. And Aston Villa have just confirmed that Unai Emery will take over as head coach from November the 1st. Next Monday, Unai Emery will become Aston Villa head coach. Let us know your thoughts on that. You can tweet us if you want to at Commentary Live 1, or you can get involved in the live comments. JB will read some of your thoughts out on Unai Emery becoming Aston Villa manager. As Bowen with a super smashing great pass into Johnson inside the penalty. Johnson ball back towards Benrahma, comes out to Flint, down, shot blocked, comes to Creswell just over, and Aaron Creswell fires over. I think he may have took a deflection on the way through, but this is a fantastic chance. Bowen gets Johnson in behind, sprung the offside trap, beat the offside trap, came to Benrahma, his shot was blocked, down shot was blocked, and then another shot was blocked from Creswell, from Chris Mepham, who dove in front of it there as Bournemouth have a corner to defend. Mepham is trying to watch Zuma stopping, getting anywhere near Neto, and almost fouling his goalkeeper in the process as their Bournemouth defence just hold firm to clear away. Comes to Jared Bowen inside the penalty now, with his touches and super smashing. Oh, great. And it goes behind. 90 minutes gone. It's West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. So a reminder of that breaking news, which has come from Aston Villa this evening. Unai Emery will become the Aston Villa manager from November the 1st. Aston Villa head coaches, the club have confirmed it. As West Ham can't get through, as Neto picks the ball up. As he will just pull the ball out now, as Bournemouth will try and come forward. But he goes back to Neto, he's almost been under pressure. Lerma does well to find Cook, and then back in towards Lerma. And Lerma gets the ball out wide as Bournemouth will try and attack here. Good play this. And Fredericks does well to beat his man and then goes down the edge of the box. No fouls, West Ham go on with it. As West Ham will try and clear away from the defences. Soychek comes forward. Let us know your thoughts on this breaking news, which is going across the bottom of your screen as West Ham. It was Soychek, wonderful save. Fantastic save from Neto. And Bournemouth almost fell behind there. It's an offside flag up anyway. So it weren't counted. But fantastic play down the left by West Ham. Creswell played it in behind to Gianluca Scamacca. It's cut back. Found Soychek. but the Italian striker was just offside. So he wouldn't have counted if he'd gone in. Unai Emery will become Aston Villa's head coach from November the 1st. Let us know your thoughts on that one. As Neto clears long, looking for Solanke, who can't get an end of it there, and he's saved by Fabianski from one goalkeeper to the other. Now Rice gets to Benrahma. Creswell's there to Rice. Kerr will pick up the loose ball. Here's Kerzuma. Does well. Kerzuma sends it forward. Bowen, lovely touch to Sojcek. And now Skamaka running away from Tavernier. Tavernier gets the ball back off him. And now Bournemouth can try and break if he can get a man over on the outside of him, and he can. Can Christie get up with it? And he can keep the ball in play. Back to Tavernier, edge of the penalty area. Right hand side. Shot comes in and just over from Tavernier there. And that's a curling effort which was always going well wide of the goal in the end. And not really troubling Wojciech Szczesny. No, Lucas Fabianski, should I say. In the West Ham goal. Kirk fetches it forward into Creswell. Good play this from the Hammers. Just on over halfway now on the left hand side. Still coming forward. I like to Benrahma. Looking the touchline. Comes in from the touchline now. Back heel into Creswell, who delivers a cross in. He takes a deflection behind for a corner. Almost 23 minutes gone. It's West Ham United 0. Bournemouth 0. And Bournemouth have held their own so far. I'll tell you what both teams are coming up next. Most set piece goals conceded. Bournemouth, Villa, Brentford and Forest have all conceded 6 set piece goals this season, the most in the Premier League. Creswell to take. Left hand side is cleared behind for another corner from that same side. By Sensi, who managed to read the danger, and as he saw Declan Rice coming across the near post. Tavernier went with him so Sensi could just knock it behind off his knee. As we see Creswell putting his arm aloft to take this second consecutive corner. Skamaka heads it down, appeals to round ball by some of the West Ham players. Nothing's given by referee David Coote. Mike Dean will have a look at it on Voras. Cook will try and fetch Bournemouth away. We can hopefully Bournemouth into trouble. There's Billing. Phil Billing does well. He's out of play. He's been told to wait. Jared Bowen, I think. VAR checking this for a potential handball. Are they checking it? Let's have a look, see if he does strike an arm. And he strikes the back of Billing. But some West Ham fans and players were appealing for an handball there. But the referee, David Coote, got that spot on. It's now Zuma gets the ball back to Fabianski. And now Zuma. Good play from Zuma. Lovely control from Jared Bowen. And he plays a super smashing great pass out to the left hand side and Aaron Creswell. Creswell inside to Benrahma. Turns away from Christie. Edge of the penalty area is Declan Rice, whose shot is charged down well by Lewis Cook. Comes to Benrahma. Creswell again. West Ham panel on the pressure. Can't pick out an header. Tavernier heads away. And he's going to keep coming back as every Bournemouth player is back. Trying to defend. He breaks for Skamaka, edge of the box. Just inside the box. So can't get there through now. Here's Jefferson Lerma. Challenged by Downs. Bournemouth get the ball away to Solanke. And Solanke feeds Tavernier. Frantic start to the game here. Smith knocks the ball back to Neto, who just takes a few touches. A shot on target each for both sides in the opening 26 minutes. And it remains West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0 here on the commentary hub. You're not missing much as Creswell collects the ball. As he comes forward now, here's Johnson. Good play from Johnson. Here's Jared Bowen. Good play from Jared Bowen. And West Ham will just keep on of possession as they come forward. Good play this from West Ham United, just keeping the possession well. And here is Kerr to come forward into Ben Rama. Lovely one from Ben Rama, attacking Lewis Cook on the edge of the box. Finds Stoychek, gets out to Creswell, whose deep crosses in towards Skamaka. And Neto read that situation well and just came out, told his defenders what was happening, and just claimed the ball with ease. Remains goalless between West Ham United and Bournemouth. As we see this game unfold, as Bowen comes forward again. Good start to the match from both sides. As there's a wonderful sliding challenge by Lerma to get Tavernier away. Solanke just back into Lerma. Now Solanke again. Good players from Solanke. Now Bournemouth just keeping possession and coming up towards halfway. No foul there on Tavernier. Now here's Ben on the edge of the box. Is he being fouled? No, says referee David Coote. Now Christie. What can Christie do here? Back he goes into the path of Mepham. Good game. West Ham 0. Bournemouth 0. If you're just tuning in to us here on the commentary hub. Here's Phil Billing. Good play from Phil Billing. And he's just keeping all the possession really, really well. Is Smith. Just finds Lerma to Billing again and back to Smith. And Bournemouth with possession at the moment. Just inside their own half as Lewis Cook just comes forward with possession. And that's a ball forward looking for a teammate. There was too much on it for likes of Solanke, Christie, Billing to get on end of from the former Leeds United man. We're just looking at the effort again from Ben Rama, where he went down, no foul given. Let's have a look at it from this angle. Just he touched him, no touch there from the Bournemouth player. Come where I think it might have been Sensei, but didn't really see. There's a Bournemouth player is down, injured. Is Adam Smith. And the Bournemouth physios are now on. Let's get some of your thoughts on Unai Emery being appointed the Aston Villa manager. We told you at the top of the show, 99% done. It is now been confirmed that Unai Emery is the new Aston Villa manager. 30 minutes gone. Is West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. Villa fan that no, Corbin Strong says she thinks it's going to be a good appointment for Villa, to be honest with you, and I am coming in. Says because and the reason being is Unai Emery will get Aston Villa out of the mess they're currently in. Villa fans seem to be happy with the appointment. Some Villa fans anyway, as Smith is just still receiving treatment, so some of the Bournemouth players and the West Ham players come across to the sidelines to take on some fluids. Let's have a look at some of the thoughts from the game so far in this game that we're bringing you tonight between West Ham and Bournemouth. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. Can get in touch with us if you want to let us know your thoughts on the game. We're just waiting for the play to get back underway from David Coote after Smith went off, as there's Cook with possession for Bournemouth, and we're now back underway. It remains West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0, as Mepham just finds Fredericks, who gets a lucky breaker there off Ben Roma. And now Lerma to Billin, who, as I mentioned earlier, top scorer for Bournemouth this season with 3 goals. Here's Smith. Skamaka and Bourne join the goal scorers of West Ham United in the Premier League with 4 goals. Skamaka's got 6 in all competitions this season. It remains goalless as we come towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0 if you're just tuning into us here on the TC Hub 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, and also on our Twitch channel as well, as here's Skamaka coming forward. Good play from Gianluca Skamaka. Plays out wide and a good bit of play this. Creswell, down the line it goes. Ball cuts back. Can't pick up there and it's cleared away. Good play from West Ham United as they try and get on the inside inside before half time, as Bournemouth have not let them get through as a shot comes in from way out from Kerr, the central defender, playing on the left hand side of the back 4, as Neto now goes down with a bit of a problem. And he may have to get the physio on. Is a problem with his groin area, I would have to say. It appears that he has been snapped, is the signal from Neto. So Mark Travis will have to warm up and prepare to come on if he has to go off the physio. He's on with Travers warming up. He's on with Neto, the physio. And we'll just see how it happened. It was when he cleared it away, and Skamaka almost charged him down. And that is when the injury occurred. He couldn't go down until the ball was out of play or it had been stopped. West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0, and Travers, you can see, just warming up well here, Travers. Towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. It remains goalless. Don't miss a thing if you're just tuning in to us. Thank you very much for tuning in. Some Villa fans seem to be happy with their appointment. With that breaking news we brought to you earlier that Unai Emery is the new Aston Villa manager, head coach, from the 1st of the game. As Travers is still not being on, so he's asked to get Sensi to take the goal kicks for him at the moment because of his injury. Oh, a bit later on I can Or JB might be able to get the club statement from Aston Villa on the appointment of Unai Emery. As we see, Fabianski fetch West Ham forward from the back. His right now picks up and coming up towards halfway. Bowen on this right hand side, cuts in and goes back away from Travers and Billing to keep hold of possession for the Hammers. And now Zuma finds Kerr, who can come forward. Here is Sojcek. Good playing by Sojcek. Here's Zuma to Johnson. Good play from Johnson. Still going Johnson. Nicely worked. Here is Sojcek. But he gives the ball away. And here's Solanke. 1-on-1 against Kerr. What can Solanke do here now for Bournemouth? Solanke's in the penalty area. His shot is saved by Lucas Fabianski. And that was Thomas Sojcek who gave the ball away. And Solanke had to do it all on his own. As no Bournemouth player was up with him. Not a teammate in sight. He had to take it all on his own. And with no teammate in sight, his effort was saved. And I think Solanke, after that just amazing run he's just done, has pulled up with an injury. And I think it's going to be a big blow for Bournemouth if he has to go off. Joint second top scorer alongside Jefferson Lerma. Maybe a bit of a problem if Neto and then Solanke has to go off for Bournemouth at the exact same time. As we just see what happened here, I think he's. Let's see if we can tell when he did it. I think it might be that one there where a challenge by Kerr, who he stood there having a chat to make sure that he's okay and apologising to him, which is good to see. Kerr is there just now, just talking to him and apologising. Some of the other West Ham players looking there. There's Kiefer Moore, the former Rotherham United loanee, who may have to come on for Dominic Solanke before the break. It's West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub. He's walking off on his own, but he is limping a little bit, is Dominic Solanke. And we have to come off here to Vernon, just having a chat to him. And I can see that he's wincing in pain as he's trying to walk on it. He's gone across to his manager. That's with his backroom staff and also Craig Pawson. And he's telling his team where he wants them all to be, over on this near side, well from where sitting. Well, the ball is out of play for a throw to Bournemouth, who now has their striker back on, Dominic Solanke, but he is limping. Interesting to see if he wants the ball and how well he controls the ball. If he does get a touch, as is Lewis Cook. Good play from Bournemouth as they get the ball back. But he's gone back to the goalkeeper, so they've kept possession with Neto. But West Ham just managed to clear his Ben Rama, who's running at his defence. Side Ben Rama cuts inside. Still going inside Ben Rama. Johnston does well to play it out wide. Good play this from Johnson. Ball in towards the penalty area from Creswell. He's cleared away. Creswell's there. Declan Rice is there, goes down and wins a free kick. Chris is standing in front to make sure he can't take it ever so quickly. Good sportsmanship there. Well, good decision there from Bournemouth to stop West Ham taking a quick free kick and let them get back in position. 41 minutes on the clock, West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. As here's Creswell. Sending over the free kick. Will they go wide to Ben Rama, who's in space and open to put a ball in, or will they go straight for a cross? I wonder. I'm thinking he's going to go straight for the cross, which he has done. And he finds it of Zuma. Brings for Bowen, who just keeps the ball in play. Jared Bowen. Back he goes well. Johnson with the ball in. Soicher flicks it on. Clear to the edge of the box. And West Ham just piling on the pressure. Johnson across to Declan Rice. Will probably be one of the mainstays in the England side throughout the World Cup, along with Harry Kane. As a shot comes in, Nicholas Marcus out of the penalty area. Bournemouth managed to scramble it clear. And just he's cleared away again. Out for a throw. And we'll just see. He's down the line from Smith and he's flicked on by Tavernier, but West Ham just come away with possession once more. Here's Creswell, who will look to come forward. Ben Rama is cleared away. Now here's Smith, who's running forward. Good play from Smith. Here's Lerma. Good play. Fredericks, the former West Ham player and defender, who's a good defender as well, Ryan Fredericks. On his day, can have his off days as well. Like any player, as Cook there had a poor pass in him, which is what's been letting both teams down, to be honest. If we're coming into the 43rd minute, as we're into the 44th minute, is West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0, 43 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. As Smith says he will, as since to try to keep the ball in play, as he knew it come off Smith, he couldn't, and is behind for a goal kick. Solanke is down again. Looks like he may have to be substituted. Looks like he may be Kiefer Moore will coming on. Will the Bournemouth fans be singing more? As he is the first substitute for Bournemouth in the 40th on the stroke of half time. Kiefer Moore is on. And Dominic Solanke is off. As we get ready to see how many minutes the stoppage time will be added very shortly. Solanke off for Kiefer Moore. The only change either side has made so far. I wonder if West Ham may be forced into a change two later on. As the ball's in towards the penalty, towards his own goal. And it's in! It's Downs who scored! Oh, it may come off Zuma. Leicester's West Ham won't care. They lead by a goal to 0. Appeals for a ball from the Bournemouth players to the referee David Coote. It's not been given. The goal stands so far. And we see this come back in. Does he come off and hand in there first? Yes, it does. Okay. And then just Downs getting in the last second on the second attempt. Or does he come off Zuma? He comes off Zuma. He goes in. We've had just over 45 minutes, almost a minute of added time gone. We're waiting to see if the goal stands. They are checking. for potential handball. He maybe disallow this goal. He may be chalked off. There's an handball by Fredericks. No, Fredericks. Kerr. And goal has been given. And it's 1-0 West Ham United. Kerr Zuma with it. Came off his head. I think, I'm going to say, he did try the hand of Kerr there, but it didn't directly lead to the goal. You can clearly see it comes off his hand there. Bournemouth headed clear. He heads back in, and Zuma flicks it, glances it in, and it's 1-0. Maybe his arms were too near his chest for potentially to be given as a handball. As we see Lerma pick up possession. He's played forward, cleared away. And there's a free kick to West Ham, who look to get a second goal before half time, as Kurzuma's goal is the difference in first half stoppage time at the moment. It's West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0. Creswell into Ben Rama, back into Creswell. Here's Kerr, could have potentially been penalised for handball, and it led to the direct goal from Zuma. He didn't. It was a second phase of play, which is why, in my opinion, the goal was allowed to stand. Gary O'Neill still not happy, still having a word with official Craig Paulson about it. And Paulson trying to explain to him. I don't think Gary O'Neill is wanting to listen. As here is Smith with the throw. 4 minutes were added on. We've played over 3 of them now, until the last minute of first half stoppage time. As we're almost coming up towards half time, where it's West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0 at the break. With West Ham scoring just before half time through Zuma with an header after a potential handball appeal not given. Free kick to West Ham, which Johnson will take. He finds Zuma. Kerr does well onto Creswell. Plays it for, gives it away to Cook. We can't find Billing. And he lets him run through. There does Zuma to Fabianski. More puts a bit of pressure on. And how do you like it? More. Single Bournemouth fans. Is one of their chances for Kiefer Moore. But Bournemouth still having possession. Going towards half time. The referee just has another glance at his watch. The VAR stoppage is being added onto it. The ball is forward. But there is the half time whistle in the game at the London, taking place at the London Stadium. It's West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0. And Zuma's goal just before half time is potentially a controversial moment in the game, with Bournemouth trail at the break. It's West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0. Plenty of work to be done for Bournemouth in the second half. They have looked good at times going forward, but West Ham have got the most telling contribution with a goal from Zuma just before half time. So as I leave you for 15 minutes at half time in the capable hands of JB John Stuttard, it is West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0.
Thank you very much, Russ Vernon. Russ will be back, as he says, at the start of the second half, and we'll bring you out all the second half action that matters. So Kurt Zuma's goal right on the stroke of half time. Someone has sympathy with Bournemouth a little bit. Was there a hand involved? Well, VAR didn't seem to think so, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But West Ham now, as things stand at the moment, I'm just looking at the live table now on my monitor. West Ham, if it stays the same, if they stay in front, they will jump. They are jumping 7 places from 17th, where they were at start of play tonight, to 10th. A big gap, and Bournemouth would drop to 14th place. Would still have the same points and a worse goal difference. Remember, they're on minus 14 there, and it's alarming, really. But Bournemouth did look dangerous in a few stages this evening, but West Ham have got the goal, and there may well be a possible injury for Neto, although Mark Travers has not replaced him yet. We'll just have to wait and see what goes on. We've got some breaking news as well tonight. Before I bring you the Unai Emery breaking news, which was already broken, I'm sure, by Russ during the first half, let me just point you in the direction of a match coming up on JB Sports. It's a JB Sports exclusive tomorrow evening, and it involves... Burnley in action. Burnley are in action, and we're playing Norwich. It's the rearranged game from the weekend when they were due to play on the Friday night, but it was postponed due to the said death of Queen Elizabeth II. But the both sides play tomorrow. Burnley starting in the third place, could go top with a win at Turf Moor tomorrow, and of course I'll keep you abreast. I'll be bringing you all the action that matters myself tomorrow on JB Sports. It's a JB Sports exclusive, so if you are a subscriber listening to us and you listen to the JB Sports coverage of this one tonight, or you listen to the TCO, go and give my channel a subscribe and hit the notifications for that one, because I will be live tomorrow evening. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video, whichever platform you're on, whether it's JB Sports itself, Storm FM, the Commentary Hub YouTube channel, and the Commentary Hub too. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe for all the 4 participating Commentary Hub channels, and hit the notifications, please, so then you know what games are coming up, either live or recorded. Earlier today, they played out the game on Saturday between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. What a result that was for Nottingham Forest. But since then, they are now back on the bottom of the table. Leeds have 9 points, but they're still sticking with Jesse Marsh. Our match commentator is a big Leeds fan. He's not very happy about the situation, but if you want to hear his views, there's a Leeds podcast that you can listen to later on. I'm sure he'll give that link out during the second half. Right, let's just crack on with Unai Emery in the next few minutes or so. So Unai Emery has now been appointed Aston Villa manager in the last half hour. It has been confirmed he will actually take up his managership on the 1st of November, we're told. So that is a good bit of news there for Aston Villa. Now, this is what Graham Ballagha's had to say in the last sort of half an hour after this announcement has been made. He was the one actually that brought the news. He's been speaking on the Monday Night Club on Radio 5, and he said that Villa fans should be very, very excited. They are talking about one of the best managers in the world, and you have to say that. He has tested himself in different leagues, in Russia, in France, in England and Spain. He's never made a team worse, put it that way. Now, when Unai was at Arsenal, he equalled the kind of stats that Arsene Wenger had before that. He started really, really well, and then obviously people will have their own opinions, but I think Unai wasn't probably back with the decisions he had to make at Arsenal, but he prepared the next manager for what had to be done, literally as well. I think Unai offered Arteta his house, but he realised that there was some unfinished business in the Premier League, and he did say no to Newcastle when they approached him, but there was a personal issue with that. He wanted to be closer to his son, being away from him for a while, and he didn't feel right to leave Villarreal at that point. Now it is a different story. He's taken Villarreal possibly to the top, they can never be, winning the Europa League as well as the lure of the Premier League, and the lure of the Premier League continues. So Umar Emery will be new Aston Villa manager. He starts his job, we believe, on the 1st of November. So breaking news coming from Villa Park tonight. If you've just joined us, it's 1-0 to West Ham at half-time in the game against Bournemouth. West Ham could move up to 10th with a victory here this afternoon. There's been more news going there as well. New manager news as Michael Carrick has been named the new Middlesbrough manager, and they call him head coaches these days, but I'm very old-fashioned in that way. He's the new manager. Now, the 44-year-old has been out the game since leaving Old Trafford after a 3-game stint as temporary United boss, following Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's sacking. He has, and Middlesbrough obviously have been without a permanent manager since Chris Wilder was sacked, and Leo Petrovic has been in charge. Now, his first game will be against Preston North End away on Saturday. He had said it wasn't the right time for him to return to football, but apparently he had a change of heart after a second round of talks. It's also a return in the northeast of England for Carrick, who initially privileged for me to be in this position and to feel all the passion and enthusiasm you've got for the game and for Borough. Now, he will be assisted by Jonathan Woodgate, and he returns to the Riverside, having been the manager between June 2019 and June 2020, so he had a year in charge. The club have also confirmed that Petrovic will now take up a role as the club's head of player pathway and development. Carrick is one who made 406. Also played for West Ham and Tottenham, made 463 appearances for United over a 12-year career, and won a massive 17 major trophies at Old Trafford before retiring 4 years ago. He's won 34 England caps between 2001 and 2015, and has played at the 2006 and the 2010 World Cups. So Carrick now becomes the 6th permanent manager since Middlesbrough were relegated back in 2017. He is also the 13th appointment of Steve Gibson's tenuous chairman, and the borough owner was delighted about that. Steve Gibson, of course, was initially appointed Brian Robson when he first took chairmanship of the club back in 1993-94. So it's so there we go. That's the news from on Tyneside, or on Teesside, I should say. In the Rugby League World Cup, there's a latest score going on at the moment. Tonga, Wales in big trouble in that group game in the Rugby League World Cup. Tonga 26, Wales 6. Tripura with 2 tries, Fifta, Kolamanji, I can't pronounce it, and Neil with the tries for Tonga. Evans with the solitary try for Wales. Lahiri with 3 conversions. Fazal with the Welsh conversion. So it's not looking very good for Wales at the moment, as Tonga running riot in the Rugby League World Cup. There's been some bizarre happenings in the Cricket World Cup over in Australia. No result in, as it turned out. Zimbabwe, let me just give you briefly what happened. There was a lot of rain going on in the T20 down in Hobart in Australia. It ended in quite a bizarre fashion when the game was actually called off because of the rain. It was abandoned, as it turned out, cancelled. Now, after persistent light rain in Hobart had reduced the match to a 9-over-a-side affair, Zimbabwe made 79 for 5 from their 9-overs, with Wesley Madabera smashing a terrific 35, unbeaten 35 off 18 balls. In reply, Clinton de Kock smacked 23 of the first over before a short delay, a ball later, with South Africa's target then reduced to 64 of 7 overs, but then heavier rain returned. The umpires allowed play to continue initially, but when pace bowler Richard Mangaba slipped and injured his spine in his follow-through, with Zimbabwe opting to bowl only spin to protect their seamers. Also, wicket-keeper Regis Kababa also slipped as he moved down the leg side, prompting spinner Sinkar Raza to say, "We may as well bowl underarm or we won't have 11 players for the next game." And with South Africa on 51 for naught after 3 overs, spinner Sean Williams was set to bowl, put his arm out in protest. Then the umpires decided to take the players off and subsequently end the game. South Africa had reached the total they would have needed off the final minimum 5 hours required to constitute a game in 2020 cricket, but without the game able to be reduced by 2 more overs, the target was not revised any further, and unfortunately they had to settle for no result. And with each side, as it turns out, awarded a point. So bizarre goings on in the 2020 Cricket World Cup over in Australia. And well, it's been a strange old day in the world of sport, that is for sure. Just to remind you, tomorrow's football fixtures. Let me just give you a few of those before Russ get word from Russ. So tomorrow these are the Champions League fixtures we've got for you. Salzburg take on Chelsea, Dynamo Zagreb take on AC Milan. That's in Group E. Group F, it's Celtic against Shakhtar Donetsk and Red Bull Leipzig against Real Madrid. Group F. Group G, Seville against Copenhagen and Borussia Dortmund against Manchester City. And then Group H, Benfica, Juventus and PSG against Maccabi Haifa. There are 2 games in the Championship. Burnley Norwich, that will be live on JB Sports tomorrow evening, live from 7:50 with me in the commentary box at Turf Moor. And there's also another game we'll keep our tabs on as well down at the Rico Arena, or the Coventry Building Society Arena these days. Coventry City against Rotherham United. Coventry actually picking up some really good form now after that horrible start they had with all them cancellations and stuff like that. But they've coped with it all, and I think they're starting to move in the right direction. Rotherham will look to bounce back after a 4-2 defeat against Hull at the New York Stadium on Saturday. So we'll keep you along the lines of that game at the Rico, but our focus will be on Burnley, Manchester, Norwich as well. There are other games kicking off at 7:45 in the League One. Barnes and Lincoln, Bolton, Burton, Charlton against MK Dons, Charlton against MK Dons, Cheltenham against Morecambe, Derby, Exeter, Fleetwood Town, Forest Green Rovers, Peterborough, Accrington, Stanley, Plymouth, Shrewsbury, Port Vale, Ipswich, Portsmouth, Oxford, and Wickham against Cambridge. And then we've got AFC Wimbledon, this is League 2. AFC Wimbledon against Crewe, Barrow, Grimsby, Bradford, Swindon, Colchester, Crawley, Doncaster Rovers against Stevenage, Hartlepool take on Salford City, Leyton Orient against Gillingham, Mansfield against Newport, Northampton against Sutton, Stockport at Carlisle, Tranmere against Rochdale, and Walsall taking on Harrogate Town. In the National League, Altrincham, Oldham, would have a local Manchester derby there between those two. Bromley, Barnet, Dagenham and Redbridge against Boreham Wood, Eastleigh against Torquay, Maidenhead against Solihull Moors, Maidstone against Southend, Scunthorpe take on Gateshead, Wealdstone against Notts County, Woking against Dorking. Some game that will be. I don't have any commentators going down to Woking tomorrow evening. Wrexham against Halifax, Yeovil against Aldershot, and York City against Chesterfield. In National League North, it's all these games 7:45s, of course. Alfreton, Scarborough, Blythe against Bradford Park Avenue, Brackley against Boston, Buxton against Darlington, Chester against Gloucester, Farsley against Kettering, Hereford against Fylde, Kidderminster Harrows against Chorley, Kingsley against Branbury, Peterborough Sports against Curzon Ashton, and Spennymoor against Southport. And National League South very quickly: Braintree, Welling, Chippenden, Bell, Hempstead, Dover against Concord, Dulwich Hamlet against Worthing, Eastbourne against Hampton and Richmond, Ebbsfleet, St Albans, Hungerford, Chestnut, Oxford City and Taunton Town, Slough Town, Dartford, Tunbridge Angels against Chelmsford City, and Weymouth and Farnborough. So there we are. Those are the main fixtures to look for tomorrow. The teams, I believe, are going to be getting back out onto the field, so it's a good time to rejoin Russ Burnham for the second half. And Russ, has there been any significant changes, especially in goal at half time? Is Mark Travers going on for the second half? Back to
Thank you, JB. And yes, Bournemouth have made a change at half time. It is Mark Travers who has come on for the injured Neto. He could only last until half-time. Travis comes on as West Ham trying to get an early goal in the second half as the ball just goes behind for an early goal kick to Bournemouth. So I can just run you through the teams then. Is no changes for West Ham. It's Fabianski in goal for them. Johnson, Zuma, Kerr and Creswell at the back. Downs, Rice, Soychek and Ben Rama. Bowen and Skamaka. Bench of Ariola, Randolph, Kufal, Fonals, Antonio Lanzini, Ogbonna, Coventry and Emerson. As for Bournemouth, as they just come forward with Lerma, so break off for a moment as Lerma finds Senesi and he gets the ball out wide. Now, and that's a brilliant ball forward. That's the second change for Bournemouth, incidentally, as they line up with Travers in goal now. As Skamaka tries to get forward, but Senesi is across there to clear the danger downfield, and West Ham will come again. We'll go through the rest of their team in a second. As we'll go through that now, as is. And then it's Smith, as West Ham just playing around in centre of midfield. Smith, Mepham, Senesi, and Tavernier, Cook, Lerma, Fredericks, Christie, Moore, who came on for Solanke in the first half, and billing the remaining subs are Stevens, Rothwell, Stacey, Stanislas, Pearson, Anthony, and Zamora. So 2 changes for Bournemouth, 1 in the first half, because just as we're going into half time, for Dominic Solanke, who went off injured for Kiefer Moore, and then on half time, the Bournemouth second change as Neto went off injured for Mark Travers. Hopefully both of those players are okay to continue in the second half. As is Fredericks with a throw to Bournemouth into Lerma, back into Fredericks, and he gives the ball away to his former side. Skamaka now can come forward. Gianluca Skamaka goes for goal from a long way out. His shot effort is blocked, and then Sojek's through ball is blocked, and now is Christie running forward here for Bournemouth. Christie goes down. No challenge and no foul given. It's now here is Creswell. Up and over halfway. Still going Creswell. Has to go back into Rice and back further to Kerr into Zuma now. Plays the ball across to the right hand side and Johnson as West Ham go from right to left in the second half. Then in the claret and blue, incidentally Bournemouth in the light blue shirts, light blue shorts and white socks. West Ham in claret shirts, blue shorts and claret socks. As Johnson plays into Skamaka, out wide to Bowen, who's been super smashing. I don't think he's been great though in that first half. As here's Creswell. Good ball down the line. And he does well there, Creswell. It's Downs. And now Ben Rama takes over. Edge of the penalty. It's Skamaka can't turn and get a shot away. He did manage to turn but couldn't get a strike away. Now breaks for Declan Rice. Looks to come forward. Out wide for Johnson now. Jared Bowen in towards the penalty looking for Ben Rama at the back post who collects it out of the sky. Creswell back into Ben Rama. Edge of the penalty left hand side. Edge of the box now is Declan Rice, left hand side of that. Edge of the box. Left hand side for the box of Creswell to lip a ball in with his left foot. Tavernier clears it away downfield with his left foot, and now Zuma knocks about with his right foot too. Fabianski gets the ball forward again for West Ham. Creswell picks up the loose ball. Down the line it goes into Ben Rama. Through the legs of Christian and turns away from Moore. And still keeps hold of possession. Skamaka plays it back to Soychek. Thomas Soychek feeds in Bowen, who'll score. Johnson on the overlap if he wants to use him. He goes back to Declan Rice instead. Rice may now use Johnson, which he does. Johnson will come forward and find Declan Rice again as he's forced backwards. Rice plays a good crossfield pass into the path of Creswell. Out wide to Ben Rama, who attacks his former teammate Fredericks. Balls in towards a penalty on the back post. Coming in was Jared Bowen and Soychek. It was Soychek who came into the back post, slide him. Skamaka went down inside the penalty area. No penalty as he went down. And then Soychek couldn't get on end of it. Out of the back post. And it's West Ham United 1. Bournemouth 0 is a scoreline. If you want to hear my dulcet tones on the situation at Leeds United, if you search for Orta, as in Victor Orta, O-R-T-A, no, as in you know something, K-N-O-W, Better Podcast on YouTube, and look for the Berardi and Coke after the game against Fulham from yesterday, and you'll be able to hear myself on there around about the 30, just after 30, about 33 minutes into the programme. Brilliant show, and a brilliant show to be on with Luke and Smarty. And there was also some other fellow Leeds fans on there for their opinions on the situation and whether they're march in or march out. You can do something for me what I think. Some of you may already know what I think, as you may have heard me say on the commentary yesterday. Is Ben Rama goes for goal. His effort is over. Just outside the penalty area, on the left-hand side, as a crossfield pass found him in plenty of space. Managed to cut in, but can't keep his effort down. It was a wonderful crossfield pass by Johnson in the end to find Ben Rama. There's a ball forward from Travers. Looking for Kiefer Moore, brings it down well. And Chris is in there, backing in against Rice. And then Bournemouth winning back through Lerner now Cook. Lewis Cook, winning football into Moore. It's the back heels and Bournemouth have just lost a bit of momentum. As now is Ben Rama into Scamacca. Gianluca Scamacca, signed in the summer from Italy. Sampdoria. Here's Ben Rama, whose effort is wide. He joined a few years ago from Bournemouth. Not Bournemouth, from Brentford, should I say. And that was over. Just to remind you what's coming up next for these two sides once this game is finished. West Ham have got a Europa Conference League clash with Silkeborg at 8 p.m. on Thursday, while Bournemouth take on Tottenham Hotspur, who fell to defeat against Newcastle yesterday by 2-1, which was brought to you by Chris Coughlin and Paul James on the commentary of yesterday. Here is Bournemouth coming forward. Clever flip there from Tavernier. Now Bournemouth just have possession with Smith. It's Tavernier. Now Billing. Back into Smith. He's been told to go back, which he does. And finds Senesi. Now across now into the path of Mepham. Chris Mepham. Down the line it goes. The Welsh international. Finds Lewis Cook now. Go for work from Lewis Cook. Finds Senesi. Senesi now. That's a wonderful ball forward to Phil Billing, who's onside from Huddersfield Town player. Senesi gets it again. Back into Phil Billing. Good play this from Bournemouth. As here they come, trying to knock on the door and try and get the equaliser. Bournemouth have not played badly. It's just that poor lapse in concentration towards the end of the first half has paid the price for them to be trailing, and that was a poor pass there from Christie, who has been linked with a way you listen to the home of alternative commentary, the Commentary Hub. If you want to keep in touch with all the things going, you can do so by visiting our Twitter feed at Commentary Live 1 is the Twitter handle you need to follow. You can also follow us and like our Facebook page as well if you like, facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And our Player of the Match sponsor here on the Hub is sponsored by the brilliant and talented Commentary Services, which is owned by Barris Wynn. And there's a booking of the game, first booking as well, I believe, and it's gone to Jefferson Lerma for a foul there. And it was a foul which was worthy of a yellow card on Scamacca. So the first yellow card goes to Jefferson Lerma. on 54 minutes. He goes into the Buglam. And a free kick for West Ham in a promising position. Bowen takes and curves the ball in towards the penalty area. Bournemouth just managed to head away. He's now picked up by side Ben Rama. Down the line now to Creswell. Creswell with the ball in. He's headed away. Breaks down for Ben Rama. Now here is Declan Rice. Over the top of Declan Rice. Ball across. And he's into the arms of Travis. And Mark Travers saves well there. As Bowen's cross. Wasn't it with any that much venom to be quite frank with you. As here is Creswell will want to take it further. There's another substitution going for Bournemouth first. As Christie comes off and Jaden Anthony comes on. And that's in the 57th minute. And there's another substitution there. We'll try and get confirmation of that in a second. Just missed who I think it was Zamura who was coming on. Just missed who went off for Zamura there. We'll try and we'll get that confirmed for you in a second or so. Just me to let you know what's next. Here's Creswell. Down the line it goes for Skamaka, who loses out. And Skamaka went down there. There's a free kick to West Ham for the foul on the striker. Tavernier went down off the ball and remains down. But he's now back up in the pin as West Ham have a free kick. Just trying to work out who Zamura has come on for. I'm sure it was Zamura who came on as well in that with that double substitution, which has seemed to have changed formations. We'll try and get confirmation of that in a second for you. For the game this evening, I'm still trying to work out who, because I think he's come on, Zamura. I think he's at the back. Trying to work out who he's come on for is pretty odd to see at the moment who he's come on for. Didn't quite catch the other number that went off. We'll try and bring that in a second. Looks like he's playing at the back. So it looks like he may be a defender that went off for him. And it was Ryan Fredericks who went off for Zamura. Also in the 57th minute. Played almost 59 minutes now. So there's Bournemouth's fourth change of the game. They've only got one sub left to make of Bournemouth. West Ham have still got their 5 to make. It's West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0 on 59 minutes. As there's Flynn Downs, who almost got touched to the ball when Kurzuma scored another stroke of half time. His goal is a difference, and it's Kurzuma who picks up possession now. Wonderful play is Declan Rice. Back into Kurzuma. And now wonderful bit of play is Creswell. Downs, Rice, Soychek. And now here's Johnson. Lovely one from Johnson into Skamaka, edge of the penalty area. Cecil Bowen from the edge of the box. His effort is blocked. He comes out to Ben Rama. So Benrahma, left hand side. Lovely back heel for Creswell. His ball in, he's headed away by Mepham. On this first, Declan Rice with a fantastic effort. His effort is pushed away. Creswell knew he was offside, so he left it for Benrahma. Back to Creswell now. Now Benrahma again. Creswell tries to go on the outside to try and get into space. He goes into Downs instead. Now Kerr to Zuma. All West Ham players are inside the Bournemouth half. Johnson. Rice. Bowen goes down. Wins a free kick. And he did well there to win the free kick. Travers barking out some instructions to his teammates as we just see the effort from Declan Rice again. And that's a fantastic save by Travers to keep it at 1-0 to the Hammers thanks to that Kurzuma goal on the stroke of half time. West Ham United still by a goal to 0. There's a free kick over on the right hand side. Rice goes over. It is Rice who delivers towards the back post. It goes over everyone. And behind for a goal kick. Rice put good vicious good attempt in, but too much on the ball when the free kick came in there. As Travers clears the ball away. Good play this as Zuma wins the header. And he's out of play for a throw to West Ham. Good defensive play there from Tavernier. And now Cook. Mepham. Back it goes now to Travers. Who's in goal. Forward from Mepham to Billing. Phil Billing switches the play out wide. Can't pick out his teammate there, but Lemon intercepts. And there's a good bit of play this from Bournemouth. There's a move and Anthony combine. He's moved out wide to Anthony now. Jaden Anthony with the ball in towards Phil Billing. It's cleared away. If Anthony scores here today, it would be his second of the season. And he goes down. And there's a free kick to Bournemouth. Foul by Skamaka. Midway inside the Bournemouth half. Foul on Lerma. Midway inside the West Ham half. So it says, we'll have to attack as free kick was taken quickly. And Fabianski on the end of it. And now here's Declan Rice to come away with possession. And now here's Benrahma. West Ham coming forward. Here's Rice. Side Benrahma. Going one way, then the other. Cross came in, he's blown behind for a corner off Adam Smith. The Bournemouth captain. Inside Benrahma. Just going close there. If you want to tune in and get your thoughts in on any of the situations happening in the world of football, you're an Emery's appointment. This game, should Jesse Marsh continue at Leeds United? Amongst other stuff as well, you can do so by tweeting us at Commentary Live 1. You can also get involved in the comment section as well. And on the commentary to JB Sports and Storm FM on just as Benrahma's effort is headed away for a throw after a corner came in, headed out to side Benrahma who fired a shot in. It was headed out by Lerma and he fired a shot back in and St. Essie headed it out. He's now going out for a goal kick to Bournemouth as we were just seeing a replay there as he tried to pick out Benrahma as again the Hammers players who wish to get involved. If you want to, like I say, you can get involved in the chat as well if you're on Twitch. Just keep those comments clean and we'll do our very best to read some out for you. If you're listening as well, do tweet us at Commentary Live 1. Use the hashtag WHUBOU. Let us know where you're listening from and let us know what you're doing. Are you cooking tea? Are you having tea? Are you just listening along to the commentary, watching the pictures? Here is Johnson. Down the line it goes. And then Bowen Interception now. Here comes Moore. Moore across looking for Billing, who can't get there. Initially, can't keep it in though. Phil Billing takes no dead yet. And now it is in the grateful arms of Lucas Fabianski for West Ham fans. Brilliant bowling by Kiefer Moore. Just couldn't time his run to go and end of that there. Billing in the penalty area. Otherwise, it would have probably had an easy tapping in the back post. And it would have been 1-1. Ball is now forward. Looking for Skamaka. Billing is there. Headed away. And now here's Smith. To Mepham. Now Travers. Who is kept clean sheet so far. 26 minutes into, about just over 21 minutes into his 22 minutes into his evening. As here's Tavernier, brilliant run from Tavernier, but brilliant interception. Here's Ben Rahman, now side check, and now here's Downs across into Johnson, who comes over halfway. Over on that far side is Johnson. He goes into Bowden, who goes down. No free kick given, it's just a throw in. Or went down on the challenge of Zamura's effort there. And it's 6-7 minutes gone, 1-0 West Ham. If you're just tuning into us, a late goal in the first half from Kurzuma on the stroke of half time. The difference. There's a goal scorer. Zuma's punt forward, looking for Jared Byrne into the right channel. He just pushing on, pushes over Zamura, who came on for Ryan Fredericks, who had done well against his former side, Ryan Fredericks, tonight. But just couldn't keep into the lead. Lerma picked up the first booking of the game on 54 minutes. Will be interesting to see how this goes on, as there is a free kick to Bournemouth for a foul by Kerr on Kiefer Moore, who used to play for Rotherham United and Barnsley in South Yorkshire, which is where I'm from. And as you can see, he was being pulled down to the ground as Kerr was falling to the ground, and I can see why the referee is giving a free kick to the Cheds, which they've taken quickly. Now Anthony picks up. Back he goes well. As Bournemouth just keeping hold of possession. Lerma. Mepham. Smith. Good ball from Smith. And here's Billing. Billing on the floor to try and keep hold of it, but Skamaka comes away with it for West Ham. And he's still got hold of possession, Skamaka. Turns away from his man, but Smith. And then brilliant interception in the end. It was by Tavernier, but then Anthony lost out. Now Rice with a crossfield pass for Ben Rama. He's got Cresolin on the inside of him. Cresolin tells him to go on. And he goes for goal, and then Ben Rama headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Declan Rice is there. Now Ben Rama just keeps the ball in play. Right on the touchline, and there's a brilliant challenge from Smith. It was from Kiefer Moore. Back there doing the defending. And Kiefer Moore does well. It's coming up towards the final 20 minutes of the game to go. And they have got to pick a player of the match yet. So I'll be thinking about that while I'll toil through the remaining of the game. As here's Soychek. Billing intercepts well, and Billing comes forward. Soychek again. Ben Rama. Away from Tavernier, goes down. Free kick given. Cook kicks the ball away in frustration. But will not pick up a booking for that. Which is not whatever that. Which is something which I'm annoyed at when you see in previous games that the team that used to support Leeds United. Cook does pick up a booking, incidentally. Like he wasn't going to pick up a booking there, Lewis Cook, but he has picked up a booking, Lewis Cook. In the 70th minute, second booking of the game. And that one is for Descent, kicking the ball away. The first one was for a foul. As there is Creswell standing over this free kick on the left hand side, just a couple of yards in from the touchline. If you're watching, just level with the penalty areas, that ball is whipped in. Rice flicks it on. Best for Zuma, cleared away. Comes out to Johnson, takes away from Lerma, and Anthony's across there. Johnson puts it in, says it away to Cook, and now Cook can break for Bournemouth. Tavernier, Cook again, and now Bournemouth just holding up the ball well with Kiefer Moore. Tavernier does well, he holds up the play, and gets away from his man, and then Downs can't get there for West Hammers now. It was Chris Mepham who got booked there. I thought it was Lewis Cook for a moment, so Lewis Cook not on a yellow card just yet. It was Chris Mepham who got booked when that ball got kicked away, but it was Lewis Cook who kicked it away, not Mepham. So that's the second booking for Bournemouth. Was Chris Mepham, not Lewis Cook. As we see Mikel Antonio about to be the first West Ham United change to come on. And there is a free kick to Bournemouth. Cincinnati was fouled in the end. And it's Mikel Antonio coming on in a minute. He's just taking last minute instructions from Kevin Nolan, who used to play for West Ham United. Lewis Cook standing over this free kick then. He plays it in towards the penalty area. Kiefer Moore's the target. Comes towards Lerma. And he goes behind for a goal kick. Bournemouth thought he took a deflection on the way through. The referee said he didn't. As we just see this again. I'm not sure if he did or if he did. The referee's not seen it. This angle will probably tell us better. There's Kiefer Moore's header back across goal. There's Lerma. He misses Creswell and bounces just behind for the goal kick. And West Ham United made their first change of the game on 74 minutes. Antonio comes on. Gianluca Scamacca is off. Done well today, Scamacca. Put himself about. Caused a nuisance for the Bournemouth backline, but didn't get on the score sheet in the end. And that's Billing now. Good work from Phil Billing. And now Cook. Good ball through. Comes off the defensive Zuma through to Fabianski. And it's still West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0 in the Premier League. 74 minutes on the clock as Bournemouth take on, trying to find a way back into this game against West Ham. Antonio gets his first touch of the ball, bringing it down on his chest and fetching in Johnson. Now Soychek. Back he goes to Kerr, and now into Creswell. Good play is Ben Ramo, can't keep the ball in play, but it comes off a Bournemouth man. There's a throw into West Ham United. And it's going to throw into Bournemouth. Sway in the end. Must have been a foul throw because he was definitely a West Ham throw-in. Throwing down the line looking for Kiefer Moore. He flicks on, but can't find a teammate. And Belling putting under Zuma some pressure. And now here's Antonio. Keeping the ball in play. Just. And does well there, Antonio. To find Rice. Now Johnson. Skips away from one. Back into Antonio. Back into Rice. Back he goes from Declan Rice. And there's Keller. Good play this from West Ham United. Just passing the ball around well. As they have been doing majority of this second half. And ever since they got that one goal lead, as that ball is it's over the top. Case of the commentator there. As he almost found Jarrett Bowen. West Ham 1. Bournemouth 0. Is a scoreline. 75 minutes gone. Into the final 15 minutes or thereabouts of the game to go. Smith. Travers. Good play this from Bournemouth as they're trying to just build up a bit of momentum. Keeping the ball and try and get an opening. Tavernier. Marcus Tavernier does well. Lovely bit of footwork. Phil Billing is crossing towards the penalty area. He comes towards goal and is cleared away. And Fabianski, Johnson and Lerma all clash. Zuma is limping a little bit as well. Which Fabianski and Johnson who stays down. In the end. And I think if that had gone in, potential foul on the goalkeeper. From Jefferson Lerma. May have disallowed it. Phil Billing was in there as well. He's got a smile on his face. As to his Kerr, the left of the back four tonight for West Ham United. 77 minutes gone is West Ham United 1. Bournemouth 0. Next up for West Ham is Silkeborg in the Europa Conference League on Thursday evening at 8. And then it's Man United against West Ham United at 4:15 on Sunday. Bournemouth's next game in the Premier League is at home to Tottenham on Saturday. Tottenham looking to get back to winning ways. Bournemouth may be looking to do the same at the Vitality at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Is a throw into West Ham. The ball went out of play, but Bournemouth thought the referee might not have seen it, but he did. And so too did his assistant. Senesi just challenging here with Antonio, and Antonio ran into him. That caused that issue. As here is a West Ham throw. Johnson to take. It's taking a bit of time. It's Johnson. He's waiting for Antonio to come towards him to get. Here's Tavernier. Brings it down well on his knee. And then just finds Mepham. Back in Tavernier. Smith. The captain. Playing the ball around well. Mepham there. And Lerma. Good play this from Bournemouth as they try and get back into the game. Moore goes down. No foul. Foul has been given. Foul by Kiefer Moore right on the touchline. Just a couple of places down from where the home dugout is on this near side. The linesman never flagged for a free kick there. He was right on top of it. The referee, David Coote, too far away. Nick Obton on this near side, I believe it is. Here is Lewis Cook to stand over it. He delivers to Lewis Cook into a dangerous area. West Ham just somehow managed to clear. Tavernier just keeps the ball in play, which is a good thing to do. Delivers the ball in now, which is a poor one. Rice is there to head clear of the back post. Comes to Lerma. Back he goes into Zamora. And now Mepham. Zamora again. As Bournemouth will try and come forward. Lerma does well. Finds Mepham. And back he goes to Travers. Antonio putting him under pressure. Here's Smith. Into Mepham. Now Cook. And Cook can try and get it forward. His poor pass is cut out. And now West Ham will try and come forward. Antonio. No free kick as Mepham comes away with the ball. Into Phil Billing. Lovely one from Phil Billing. What can he do here now? Phil Billing. Good play. Here's Cook. Good play from Cook. And now wide. It goes to Zamura. Now Anthony. Jaden Anthony into Phil Billing. Phil Billing just piling on the pressure. Knocking on the door. He's going to be doing. On the back is Zamura. Pierce Fran ball against Johnson. David Koo says no. I think David Koo might be in a good position to see that. Mepham heads away. And he gets the ball back, does Mepham. And he can come again. They will be checking that handball appeal. I want to have a second look myself to see. I couldn't really tell on that first angle. I think I'm going to just referee on this one unless I see a replay to tell me different. Here is Zamura. Here now is Lerma. Lerma lifts the ball looking for more. Cleared away by the Hammers. And then Billing gets the ball back in. Brings it down on his chest there. That's it. Now Zamura. Now Anthony gets in there. Lerma over the top looking for Phil Billing. Zuma heads away. Begs for Johnson, who arcs the ball forward. Down the right hand channel, Antonio chases it. Bournemouth get the ball back. And it's good play this from Bournemouth. Here's Smith. Good play this from Smith, who is managing to keep hold of possession well. And Bournemouth, still with 8 minutes left to play, have got a chance of getting back into this game. Here's Ben Rama. Unless West Ham score from here now. Ben Rama comes forward. Rice. Creswell. Kerr into Soychek. Zuma. Johnson. Down the line it goes. Johnson. Here's Bowen, who can't pick up, and now here's Lerma fetching the ball away for Bournemouth into Billing. Does well, Phil Billing. Away from Johnson. Anthony. Zamura now. Lewis Cook. Controls well, does Cook. Here's Smith. Mepham, just inside the West Ham half. Sets it back inside his own half, and now he's racing into the West Ham half. Putting the ball into Lerma, can't pick out. More with a first time pass, and now Declan Rice can fetch the ball away for West Ham up and over halfway. On this left hand side now is Ben Rama, cutting in field. Going back out on the outside, delivering the ball in, which is a deep one. Zamura can get there and clear it off. Bowling out for a goal kick to Bournemouth. Good bit of play there from the Bournemouth player. The Bournemouth left back. And this is a good penalty when Zamura went in. Handball appeal there. I'm just going to see it again from this. I think he does it. His hand, but his hand is near his body, which I think is why it's not being given. Solanke there went off injured in the first half. And now Anthony comes forward for Bournemouth into Billing. Back out wide towards Anthony, who just gets there and keeps the move alive. He's being forced backwards, but he does well to help Bournemouth keep possession. Cook. Lerma. Edge of the box from Lerma. Out wide now to Tavernier. Smith. High ball in. Billing heads it back across. Headed there from Anthony, and it's saved by Fabianski in the end. And Fabianski just gets the end of it underneath his crossbar. Keep it down and away. Gary O'Neill there, the Bournemouth manager, looking on. He can be proud of his team tonight. They've give everything out there. They've done everything but score. As here's Cook. Wonderful one from Lewis Cook. Still going Lewis Cook. And there's Zuma across there to tidy up and keep the ball and keep Cook away from the Bournemouth goal. As we see Bournemouth still coming. Still knocking on the door, Bournemouth. But that West Ham rearguard is not to be broken just yet. I've been thinking for a man of the match and I've been thinking for a while. I'm wondering who to give it to. I'll announce it in a couple of minutes' time. As I just think of the one final one, as is Bournemouth coming forward. Is Zamora. Lovely turn from Zamora. Is he back to Billy on the edge of the penalty area? Now Anthony, Zamora again. Billing again. Towards Zamora. Johnson does well to clear. Here's Bowen. Antonio goes down. No free kick. Sessi there now. Lerma can't get there. Sessi gets it back for Bournemouth. Feeds Cook. Sessi again coming forward. Can Sessi score here now? Can Bournemouth get a late equaliser? 4 minutes to go. West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0 is the scoreline if you're just tuning into us. Zuma's goal on the stroke of half time, the difference. And his wonderful ball in looking for us. Phil Billing, who can't go on end of it. And Bournemouth, that chance for Bournemouth goes begging in the end. And Bournemouth have done everything right today. They have pressed. They have caused havoc. They have created a lot of chances. But have not troubled Lucas Fabianski enough as Soufal is about to come on for West Ham. And we're making a double substitution. First sub is Fornals on. And Downs off. Downs has played well today. And there is Soufal who's on as well. Vladimir Soufal and Fornals are on. Jared Bowen and Flynn Downs are off. It's still West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0. Bournemouth still knocking and still coming. It's a free kick to Bournemouth. Taking it quickly. Then McCook. Zamora down the line, giving away. Zamora can't get it back there. Now is Mikel Antonio. Wonderful ball into Soufal, who's onside. Soufal puts the ball in. He's behind for a corner. Some appeals for a penalty. But David Crew just says it's a corner. And the player of the match, as we just watch this again, I'll tell you in a minute. It could be a penalty, you know. We'll wait to see what VAR gives. His arms up. Strikes him on the arm, then strikes him on the face. As we announce our player of the match. Sponsored by the brilliant commentary services to Thomas Soychek. Fantastic display in the midfield alongside Declan Rice. VAR are checking for a possible handball by Zamora. And having seen it again from this angle, you can't really give it. He comes off his arm. And then goes on to his head. With his arms out. And he's stretching. For me, his arms in the natural position. When he's trying to block, he's putting his arms out to himself. They're checking for potential offside in the build-up as well. Not sure who could be offside. We're just looking at this again. He's onside there. Soufal. Or is he onside? Let's have a look. Yes, he's onside, Soufal. Mepham plays him on, so it's down to this now. What does the referee says? The referee has been told to go to the monitor. as we go into stoppage time. Let's see how many minutes of stoppage time there's going to be. There's going into David Cruz having a look again on the pitch side monitor. He initially said no to David Coote. Mydin has told him to go and have another look. And Zamura's just looking here. See what he says. And he's been given as a penalty to West Ham United. And West Ham United have been given a penalty late on. As we enter 4 minutes of stoppage time. Zamura, the unfortunate player, to see the ball strike his arm. I didn't think he was in a unnatural position. The officials did. It's a penalty to West Ham. They've taken 13 and missed 6 in the last 3 seasons, West Ham United. Will they score this penalty now? Said Benrahma to take. Said Benrahma to score. West Ham United 2. Bournemouth 0. Travers goes the right way in the end, I think. But couldn't keep it out. And West Ham United lead by 2-0. Said Benrahma with the goal. Just looking here now. Travers goes the wrong way. He dove to his left hand side. Benrahma put it to his right. There's the incident again. And the incident again, I can see why it's being given. But the time I thought it was harsh. And it's West Ham United 2, Bournemouth 0 goals in each half. First goal in the Premier League this season for Said Benrahma. He's second in all competitions, which he moves above Rice, Emerson, Lanzini, Dawson and Soicek. And Said Benrahma, who's been another candidate for player of the match. Our player of the match incidentally went to Thomas Soicek. But West Ham United lead by 2-0. And Bournemouth are going to face back-to-back defeats now. And West Ham United have got back to winning ways after a defeat in midweek to Liverpool. Fantastic performance in the game between. Been a fantastic game to watch, fantastic game to cover. And here is a throw to Bournemouth. So Nessie was looking to take it quickly, but he's left it in the end for Zamura, who gave away that penalty. Who was unfortunate to give away that penalty actually. But I can see why Mydin told David Coote to have another look, and I can see why David Coote gave it after seeing it on the replays of free kick to Bournemouth. Which Sinessa takes in quickly into Mepham. And Bournemouth will trying to get a consolation goal here as the ball is pumped long for Kiefer Moore. Heads back to Tavernier. Good play this from Bournemouth as they've done well all evening. Unfortunate to be losing by 2. I felt one was a harsh score and I thought the draw was probably a fair result, but West Ham have just been more clinical in the final third. It's going to the end of the first half. It's going to the second half on set pieces. As the full-time whistle goes, it brings the game to an end. It's West Ham United 2, Bournemouth 0. A goal in each half. At the end of each half as well, Kei Zouma on the stroke of half time. But West Ham United 1-0 up and put them on their way to victory. And then a goal in second half stoppage time in the 92nd minute. Said Ben Rama made it 2-0, and that lifts West Ham up to 10th on 14 points. Bournemouth dropped to 14th and remain on 13 points, 4 points above the drop zone. And they are just a point above Villa and Southampton. West Ham are now 2 points behind Liverpool, 3 behind Fulham. Well, 4 behind Fulham, should I say, and a point behind Brighton. It's finished in the Premier League from the London in the game which took place at the London Stadium. West Ham United 2, Bournemouth 0. Thank you very much for joining me. We're spending on commentary this evening. You've been listening to the Commentary Hub. Back over to your presenter for the evening, JB John Stuttard.
And thank you very much, Russ Burnham. Well played. Yeah, good commentary there. West Ham have made a huge jump. They were 17th at start of play. They have moved up to 17th place. From 17th place, rather, to 10th place. And they're now in the top 10. And there's smiles on the faces of the West Ham players are there for all to see. Declan Rice in particular. David Moyes there shaking hands with his opposition that he's just beaten there. There's a little bit of argument going on there. Adam Smith confronting referee David Cute, and so too is Gary O'Neill. I don't think we'll hear the last of that. Bournemouth will feel very hard done by, and Smith having a right go there. Gary O'Neill is having a right go at the referee there. Adam Smith there too. But Bournemouth will feel a little bit unfortunate to have come out the wrong side. As Russ said in commentary, maybe they were worth a point, but he also went on to say that West Ham have been more clinical, and that's what they were tonight. They just had that cutting edge. Lucky first goal, perhaps, for Kurt Zouma, who got the merest of touches to put West Ham ahead at half-time, and Adam Smith still complaining to referee David Coote. It's not going to change the result. I think he'd be very advised now just to shut up and just get on with the game now, get on with the rest of the season, because the game's gone for them. Yes, they'll say they were unlucky, but there's no point in complaining about the decision that's already been given. And if they've got any grievances, it might be with Mike Dean. My personal opinion, I think Bournemouth were unlucky to get the penalty given against them. But when your arms out a little bit, even a touch out away from your body, you do run the risk of giving penalties away, and that's exactly what happened, and that has contributed to a defeat for Bournemouth tonight. They will now drop a place to 14th, and they stay on 13 points, but they're a good 4 points above the drop zone, and I think if you were Gary O'Neill at this stage, I think you'd take that, wouldn't you? But that's just how it is in this crazy world they call football. But a great result for West Ham, and they go into that Europa match against Silkeborg now on Thursday night, brimming with confidence, and I'm sure they're there, but they won't have any problems with that. It's a Europa Conference League, no, rather than the Europa League, I should say. Now I'm just having a look at this VAR. We'll have a look at these VAR calls again. This one, and it was a tale of VAR. There was a possible handball by a West Ham player in the build-up to the first goal that was nodded in by Zouma. I think it's chess, personally. I've got to be honest, but Bournemouth should have defended the second and third balls better, and Zouma was in the right place at the right time to nod West Ham in front. Although from that angle, it looks as if there may have been a handball, but his arms are down by his side. I think that's the point. Bournemouth may have grievances. Goal was given. Zouma was, shall we say, cock a hoot with that one. And there's no point in him complaining now. He's going to end up with a touchline ban. This is a handball rule from IFAB. Accidental handball that leads to a teammate scoring a goal or having a goal scoring opportunity will no longer be considered offence. Well, there you are. That's the rule maker's rule. That's under Law 12 of the IFB handball rules. So there you are. You've got the official rule in there from IFAB. It's that's just how it is in the world of, but it's not going to change. That's not going to change Gary O'Neill's verdict. But there's no point in him having a go at the referee anymore. It's not, the decision was not in his hands at the end of the day. It was in Mike Dean, and when we well know that Mike Dean at Stockley Park is one that's never shies away from the controversies. But and to be fair, though, West Ham played just about the better on the night. Let's take the handballs and the emotions out of this, because the second one, I can understand why it's been given. The first one, well, it's 50-50. Does Carroll handle that ball? From one angle, he doesn't appear to show it, appears to chest it, but his arms are down, and I think that's the point there. But well, Gary O'Neill, I still feel aggrieved by that, and he'll have grievances possibly with the other penalty, but it's not going to change the result, and I think he'd be advised just to shut up and get to preparing for the next sketch on Saturday. Well, there we are. That's that, and there's a few things I need to tell you about before we head off into the evening here. Let's have a look at what's been going on in the world of football today. There's been some other games going on around Europe, so I think we best keep you up to date. So, as you know, as you just heard here on the live on the TCO, we've seen West Ham 2, Bournemouth 0. That's a result. In the second round of the Scottish Cup, Pollock 4 and Athletic 3, and that sounded like an absolute fantastic game. You get some good games up in Scotland at the bottom end of the market. Irish Premier Division, Shelbourne 1, UCD 1, and Sligo Rovers 0, Derry City 0. In the La Liga tonight, it's finished Celta Vigo 1, Getafe 1. In Serie A in Italy, Cremonese 0, Sampdoria 1, Sassuolo 2, Hellas Verona 1. In the Danish Super League, Aalborg 1, Viborg 3. In the Greek Super League, it's Lavatkos 0, AEK Athens 2, and OFI 0, Lamia 0. Currently in the Portuguese Superliga, with about 5 minutes to go in that game, Real Ave 1, Portimonense 0. That's currently the latest score. There's about 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in that one. In the Swedish League, Djurgården 4, GIF Sundsvall 0, IFK Värnamo 1, IFK Norrköping 1, IK Cyrus 0, Kalmar 0, Malby 4, Varbergs 1, and Gothenburg 1, AIK 0. In the Turkish League, Gaziantep 1, Ankara 1 that one, and Hatayspor 2, Besiktas 1. That's a bit of a shock result there. And in the United States Major Soccer League, it's finished Austin 2, FC Dallas 1. There is one fixture to come. That's at midnight in Brazil. Fortaleza against Athletic Mineiro. That kicks off at midnight, so just under 2 hours from kickoff in that game over in Brazil. Just to remind you of what we got coming up tomorrow: Chelsea in action against Salzburg, Celtic in action against Shakhtar Donetsk. Will be across that on JB Sports as we bring you live coverage of the Championship game. So to Borussia Dortmund, Man City. That's a game you won't want to take your eyes off, really. And but the main event's over on JB Sports, and it's an exclusive. Burnley against Norwich City. We'll also give you updates on Coventry Rotherham as well. There's a full programme of fixtures in League One, which I've already talked to you about. Let me just give you a couple of games up in Scotland and Wales. Ayr United against Partick Thistle, the Scottish Championship game. That kicks off at 7:45. And the Welsh Premier Division, the New Saints and Carnarvon, they kick off at 7:45. The Champions League games, incidentally, let me just give you the kick-off times for the Champions League matches, just in case you are tuning into any of the games. The Salzburg-Chelsea game, that kicks off at 5:45 British time. Dynamo Zagreb and Milan kick off at 8 o'clock. 2 8 o'clock kickoffs in Group F between Celtic and Shakhtar and Leipzig and Real Madrid. 5:45 kickoff in Group G between Seville and Copenhagen. Borussia Dortmund and Man City kick off at 8 o'clock, and again 2 8 o'clock kickoffs in Group H: Benfica, Juventus, and PSG against Maccabi Haifa. Right, well, before I leave you, we've got some magnificent stuff coming up on the TC Hub and all the participating channels on the next 2 months. It's probably the most exciting period in TC Hub history, not only have we got Premier League commentaries, EFL commentaries, EFL Cup commentaries. The first round of the FA Cup takes place in about 10 days' time, and we'll be all over the first round with some terrific game action for you, commentary action for that. But the main event really it starts in just under a month's time, the 20th of November, the World Cup in Qatar. And I'm pleased to announce that Nicholas Jones will be available to help us cover the tournament. I'll be covering the tournament. Russ will be covering the tournament. Mike Harneman will be covering the tournament. Paul James will be covering the tournament. And hopefully Chris Whiteman will be part of our coverage as well. It's going to be a fantastic month of real drama, thrills and spells. The first time we've ever covered a World Cup on the TC Hub. It's the most exciting thing that will happen to this channel all year long. I hope you can enjoy. I hope you enjoy every kick. Don't tune into the rest. Join us on the TC Hub. We had a successful Euro 2020 last year when that tournament was held across Europe. We brought you top-notch coverage, and the listening figures for some of the channels really went through the roof. So we hope to repeat that this year. And of course, with it being a Winter World Cup, we hope the listening figures and the viewing figures for all the participating channels will be just as high this year, when we've got high hopes of bringing you the very best in alternate commentary for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, coming from Qatar from the 20th, and that all starts on the 20th of November. The final itself is on the 18th of December, and that will be our last commentary, meaningful commentary before Christmas, and then we'll restart our domestic Premier League coverage on Boxing Day with several live matches for you. So I hope you can be with us for the next 2 months, because it's going to be wild, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to be controversy, it's going to be great. The TCR is the place to be for the next 2 months if you like your alternate commentary. Thank you very much to Russ. Thank you very much for you guys tuning in. Let me just check the chat just quickly before we go. Marcus says we all love Russ, and we all do love Russ. He's the brains behind this fantastic channel, and him and Mike and Barry. Without them three, we wouldn't have a program, we wouldn't have a show, we wouldn't have the content that we put out on all the platforms. It's just unbelievable. So there we go. So there we are. That's about it from us tonight. I hope you very much enjoyed the commentary wherever you've been on JB Sports, whether you've been on the YouTube platforms, JB Sports, Storm FM, TCL2 or TCL itself. And if you've joined us on Twitch, thank you very much for watching on Twitch. Don't forget, for all the latest news and possibly more on the Umar Emery appointment at Aston Villa, keep checking out our Twitter handle, please, at Commentary Live One, and you'll get all the latest news and information and all the upcoming games coming up on the Commentary Hub for you, for your listening pleasure. Anyway, it's been a very, very good night for West Ham United. They've got 3 points. They've jumped up 7 places. They started 17th, 1.1 place above the drop zone at the start of play. They have now moved up to 10th and are in the higher echelons of the table. And we've got just a quick piece of breaking news before we leave. Phil Simmons this is from the world of cricket. Phil Simmons is now to step down as the head coach of the West Indies men's cricket team after their embarrassing early exit from the 2020 World Cup. So that's been confirmed. Phil Simmons is going to step down as head coach of the West Indies men's cricket team. So there we are. So a bit more breaking news. We've had it all tonight. We've had controversy, VAR, the lot. We've had a new manager. We've brought the news that Umar Emery is going to be the new manager, and we've also brought the news that the West Indies coach in cricket is now going to be leaving the job after a disastrous World Cup. We've had it all on the TCO tonight, haven't we? But most important of all, West Ham are the winners tonight. Controversy, maybe they've earned it a little bit in controversial circumstances. Bournemouth will come playing along into the night. It isn't going to change the outcome. West Ham have jumped 7 places. They're now 10th place from 17. I hope you very much enjoyed our coverage. Don't forget, Burnley, Norwich tomorrow night, only on JB Sports. So if you want to listen to that game with me tomorrow at Turf Moor, on the match at Turf Moor tomorrow, join me around about 7:50, same time tomorrow, but it's JB Sports exclusive. So listen along if you can to that one. But from all of us here on the TCO, we'll join you later in the week. Don't forget, we've got more Premier League action coming your way this week. We've got FA Cup in a couple of weeks, League Cup as well. It's all happening here on the TC Hub. I don't know where we can cram it all in. But for myself and Russ, I hope you very much enjoyed our commentary tonight. And don't forget to subscribe to any of the participating TC Hub channels, JB Sports, Storm FM, TC Hub itself and TC Hub 2. Please subscribe, leave a like, and hit the notifications bell on all those YouTube channels, please. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. Well, on a day where West Ham weren't convincing but got the job done, we say good night, and we'll see you very, very soon for more commentary action on the TC Hub. From Russ and from myself, good night.